If you have the right stuff, join us for our tour of Shrewsbury.
Didn't end up very well for Goose, so I'm not so fond of that call sign.
Yeah.
So I've made up a new call sign for myself, and from now on, I am...
Acid test, can you remember what they are?
No.
Brilliant. Pete, I take you're enjoying this then?
Oh man, I am feeling Shrewsbury. Well, today, good people, welcome to FlightPub. And I gotta tell you, I am as happy as a pig in Shropshire, because we weren't planning on flying today, but the weather's so nice, Gav's said, fuck it, let's do it.
We're going to Shropshire.
We are going to Shropshire.
So yeah, so you're out St Athan, we're flying into Sleap, spelled S-L-E-A-P. I've been just north of Shrewsbury, so we're going to pop into Shrewsbury today, but the weather is a bit dodgier up there than it is down here. It's a cloud base about 3,500 feet, but we're going to go the long way around the mountains and over the top of the Brecon Beacon, so we should be fine, and then hopefully back in time for tea and medals. But yeah, we'll give you more when we get there.
That was a bottle of water falling, by the way, not somebody falling off the aeroplane.
To avoid some early low cloud, our flight plan would take us east of the Brecon Beacons over Hereford with a total flight time of just under an hour.
Alright, you heard the man Mav. I've kicked the tyres. Now light the fires.
You do enjoy saying that, don't you? Fair play.
Hey.
Hey, time, that's nice. 550, 55 knots, pull the stick. Empty back.
We're rolling no more, we're flying!
We are flying. Every time. Hey.
Never gets boring.
Never does it? To be fair.
Oh, I love it.
Daily does.
It's a sensation, like, you know, it's...
Something like flying.
Kilo 10 right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Flight.
Exciting is an interesting word.
I'm Pete, and this is our pilot and captain, Mav.
Yeah, okay. Gab.
If we go with this analogy, and he is Mav, which he is, now that makes me Goose. Now, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Top Gun, but
Goose dies!
It didn't end up very well for Goose, so I'm not so fond of that call sign.
Yeah.
So I've made up a new call sign for myself, and from now on, I am Turkey.
Turkey?
Turkey!
Oh, turkey. I thought you meant like in the pigs, Pinky and Turkey. What's that make me?
My wife frequently calls me a pig, but
Turkey.
no.
Turkey.
Turkey. What's the former name of Shropshire?
Oh my god. This is going to be something medieval like Albion, that sort of thing, is it? I don't know.
That's a good guess, it's not right though.
It's not right, I know, but it's that sort of thing.
It's
Umbria? No.
Salop.
Salop.
Sierra Alpha Lima Oscar Papa.
Oh, I
Salop.
haven't not yet that one. That's a new one.
And no wonder they changed the bloody name. It's like it sounds like the type of thing my wife shouts at me if I'm in the bathroom. Go to put a salop in there. Make sure you open the window after you.
That's not a good name, is it?
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Thank you very much to Mav. He has literally driven me to sleep.
Oh, that's the worst fucking joke ever.
It's not the worst yet. Nothing to see here.
Cafe, definitely recommend.
But Mav found a real naval aviator to bore.
Yeah, there's
With his jumpsuit on and
a
everything.
boy. I wouldn't put it on camera just in case, but there's some boys do some exercise to do today because their home base is closed, so the runway's closed for maintenance, so they're using Sleap as an alternative. So yeah, we just swung the lantern a little bit. I brought him because, of course, I come from the time as far as he's concerned when they used to have timber ships. So things have moved on a bit. Hey.
And the reason we're having a coffee here and not a beer in Shrewsbury is we're waiting for our Uber. So we're at our first pub, the Cromwell Tap.
There's a nice big sign giving it away over there as well. There we go. So it's like a beer tapas.
A tapas!
Tapas.
They'll be in order.
So this is the Cromwell. The Cromwell Tap. In Shrewsbury.
So I wrote
It's pretty ancient, isn't it?
Oh, look at the beams.
Yeah.
That tells you it's got age.
500 years old, but the cellar downstairs is over 1,000 years old. It's
Oh, really?
Anglo-Saxon
1,000
cellar.
years old? Wow.
Yeah.
Anglo-Saxon cellar, yeah. So it's very old.
That's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that qualifies as very old.
It's, very old.
Very good.
Haunted?
Some people say
Pete-
we've got hotel rooms upstairs.
Please tell me it's
We do
haunted.
Have some. I haven't seen anything. I really want it to be haunted, but guests have said that they've heard footsteps and they've been the only room checked in. So
Brilliant.
whether
It seems
it
very
is or
cool.
not,
We go to a
I
lot of
don't
old
know.
pubs, and all of them have got a ghost story. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Yeah, Shrewsbury's full of old. It's brilliant.
It's quite a nice little view. You see the church at the back there and all the old roofs. So there's quite a lot of old buildings surrounding us. So yeah, it's a nice location right in the middle of town.
And the other plus of it is I've got a little smorgasbord of beers to test. 3 on hand pull, so local microbreweries. One's Ludlow.
Acid test. Can you remember what they are?
No.
Brilliant. So Peter now will explain what he's drinking.
Yeah, it's a really good idea, this. I've got a third of a pint each of the 3 beers they got on pull. First one I've got is a Station Bitter by the Stonehouse Brewery, 3.9% ABV, and I shall give you my beer sommelier synopsis right now.
Why? While he's doing that,
It's brown, light on the nose, and
beer flight, also known as beer tapas.
that's actually nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
it's-
surprised.
I don't know, I'm so surprised. The next one I've got is Landslide, Faces Flintshire Beer. So Flintshire, so it's the strongest one. I think this is 4.6.
Is
No,
it?
4.9.
It's a bit like doing the Pepsi challenges, Pete.
Yeah, it's a bit lighter.
Go on, then. What do you think? Oh, he's not convinced of that one. Yeah. Okay. Choose
I'm
that.
not.
Not
I'm
100%.
not going to back the Welsh on this one. I prefer the first one, if I'm
Okay.
honest. But there's not. That's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to slag it off. Our pals in Flintshire. And the last one I've got is Ludlow Gold. So it's a local Shropshire one, 4.2%.
Tell us a considered opinion. Yes, you're not cleansing your palate in between.
No.
Is that a thing?
Again, nothing wrong with it. But the clear winner for me, Station Bitter,
There you
is
go.
a brown proper beer.
I shall alert the media. So we just come around the corner in Shrewsbury. Nice, that's the Line Hotel. We may or may not go in there later on. But lovely little view down the hill. So this one's a little bit off-piste. This wasn't on the list. But you got to look at this. Look at this, Pete. What a find!
This is actually somewhere I was going to point out because of the historic relevance of it. Because this is where King Henry IV stayed the night before the Battle of Bosworth Field, where Richard III got the bad news.
Got the bad news. How nicely put as well. But yeah, we didn't even suspect this was you.
Not
It's
even
on the list.
on our list, but it's Gate crashed the party.
Oh, look at
and,
this. So we're inside the Henry Tudor, and it's another little find, I have to say.
Hey, Gav, come on, look at the picture of Henry Tudor by us. If you,
Hang on 1 second, look at this. This little alcove's all done out like stables or jail, actually. These are cells. Pete, these are cells. There you go. So go on. Yeah.
held prisoners overnight.
There we go. You can have a drink in the cells. How's that?
Hey, look, there's got a picture of Henry Tudor over here. Let's see if we recognise him. Wait a minute.
Well, together. Yep, proper spanners. A little look down here. Oh my god, I tell you what, alcoves and bars everywhere. There you go, Pete. What do you think of that?
What a result!
What a result! Didn't even know it was on the list, but that's a fine,
It wasn't
isn't
on
it?
the list, but it's lovely.
It's fantastic. So, an Nag's Head. Not of Only Fools and Horses fame, clearly,
She's a looker.
but she's definitely a looker.
I'll bore you all about it when we get inside.
Let's get inside and we'll have a little look. Okay. Here we go. First impressions of the Nag's Head, Pete. I take it you're enjoying this then.
Oh man, I am feeling Shrewsbury. I am really feeling Shrewsbury.
You're loving this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you doing all right?
Sit on the key header.
Right. What do you think, Pete?
There we are. Love it. Let's have a look. What are we going to have?
Black Sheep, HBA, 20 bar is an Opta.
Potter.
Warning: risk of death. The next bit is really scary and may put you in mortal danger. You have been warned.
So we're going upstairs in the Nag's Head, and it's a proper little rabbit warren. So
Very kind of you. Thank you very much.
I want to make sure I don't get this lady on camera. Right, so there's a story behind this, Peter. As we will relate in a minute, this pub is haunted. In particular, this painting is haunted.
A haunted painting?
Whoever heard of it, it's amazing, isn't it? So apparently, if you lay eyes on this painting, you'll be driven to suicide. So this may be our last ever episode of FlightPub.
I gotta be honest, I'm not feeling the tiniest bit suicidal. I'm very, very happy.
He's loving it. So it's a real old building, as you can tell. I'm not quite sure what the painting's of, but we'll have a little look.
No, looks like a cave panel, doesn't it?
Yeah, but fantastic. And
So
we shall read up on the history downstairs now.
I've got a great backstory. There's a story of a painting, which we've just filmed and we've hopefully just shown you, that says, and I'm reading from the guide here, so forgive me, the Nag's Head has garnered a ghostly reputation due in part to the macabre painting hidden away in the cupboard, which is the one we just looked at. In an upstairs bedroom subject, matters undecided. Some say it's a man with a trident, others believe Neptune, while others still believe to be the devil himself.
devil himself.
Dum dum dum. So, what's undeniable is the folklore that has risen up around the paintings, believed to be haunted, and that whoever lays their eyes on it is driven to suicide. Three of the Nag's Head's patrons has met an untimely death. A coachman who threw himself to be crushed to death beneath the horse and carriage, a young woman who jumped from one of the buildings, and a soldier heading home from World War I who shot himself. Now, I would suggest that's probably more to do with the horrors he saw in World War I than anything to do with seeing a painting a couple of years before. But hey-ho. But yeah,
but
it's got charm, like it's got story.
Two things to say. This painting, fair play to the landlady. She took us upstairs to their storeroom, and up a flight of rickety stairs.
But she's not open to the public. And help yourself, boys.
And she sort of left us loose in the storeroom. She got no idea how much I collect brewery.
If he'd have seen any beer soaked shite upstairs, he'd have put it in his pocket.
I saw plenty of beer soaked shite,
but he didn't.
You can frisk me. I'm an honest guy. So. I will not repay your kindness with being a thief.
And it's on the Shrewsbury Ghost Trail. Apparently, there's a ghost tour they do. Haunted trail.
5 real ales on pull, of which I'm drinking one of them.
Yeah, I reckon one was Timothy Landlord's in there. The other one was HPA. I can't remember which one you're drinking now. But I've got a photo of it. So everywhere we go, Pete, my Stato Walker Encyclopedia mate, normally tells me about famous people. I, off the top of my head, can't think of anybody from Shrewsbury that's famous, but I'm sure you're going to put me right. So
I will put you right.
Astonish me.
It has got a doozy of a famous person.
Oh, I might stand by to be amazed.
Stand by to be amazed?
Go on now.
Right, the origins of man?
Michael Burke.
Charles Darwin?
Oh.
Charles Darwin?
It's not called the origins of man, it's called the origin of species, I believe.
Oh, fuck off. Says Richard Osman.
I think the origin of man was a TV show from the 70s. I think it was not Michael Burke. I can't remember his name now, but yeah.
Have I finished? Have I?
Oh, there's more. My good God, there's more.
There's more. Mary Beard?
Who's she?
She's off the telly. Off of the telly.
Telly.
She does the type of programmes that I watch, all about history and sort of stuff like that. Who else? Tony Blair's dad.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Now there's a bloke I'd have chipped in to buy a blinking condom for.
That's a stretch, isn't it? Tony Blair's dad. Anybody else on the list?
Yes. The lead singer of Mott the Hoop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
and
all young dudes. And
Carol Decker and Tapau formed
Carol
here
Decker
in
Shrewsbury.
No, from Shrewsbury.
Oh, they're from Shrewsbury?
Yeah, they formed here in Shrewsbury. They're in the band from Shrewsbury Comp.
I remember seeing them when I was in uni.
Percy Thrower used to have a garden centre here.
Right, you've just excluded anybody below the age of about 55 now. Nobody's going to know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So actually, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's quite a list.
If you survived the terror of the haunted painting, we want you on our team. Subscribe at FlightPub.